Hello everybody at Cinecoat. I'm MischiefWoW. This is another World of Warcraft video. Now my previous guides on this channel were boss guides. This is a class guide for the Restoration Shaman for PvE healing. So yeah, let's just start on with the guide. So first of all, this is a list of talents that you have. Sorry I couldn't open it in-game. My talents were incorrect when I was doing the gameplay, but this is a correct, good set of talents you're going to use. I won't go through them specifically, but those are some good talents you're going to want to pick up. There are a few points you can move around, like caloric currents. You could switch around possibly, or acuity for some different talents, maybe ancestral resolve, but that's a good spec you're going to want to use. For stats, your primary stat you're going to go for is intellect for the increased spell power and healing, as well as your mana pool. Past that, you're going to want to hit your soft haste cap of 916 to give an extra tick on all your hot abilities and healing rain as well. Past that, you're going to get your other secondary stats, which is spirit, crit, mastery, and more haste. If you are low-ish on mana or have lower gear, spirit will trump the other ones so that you can keep your mana up, so you can keep healing. For glyphs, your prime glyphs, you're going to want water shield and earth shield, and then you're going to want earth living weapon, or you can substitute it for riptide depending on your priority. I prefer earth living weapon. Now major glyphs can actually help somewhat. Chain heal is going to cause it to be more of a consistent heal throughout the chain, as opposed to a lesser heal the more it chains. So it's going to make it a more even AoE heal. Healing wave is going to cause it to heal you for 20% the amount healed when you heal someone else. This is good for just a little extra healing. And healing stream totem is going to basically add in the resistance totems to it, so you don't have to have both up. And like most classes, your minor glyphs pretty much don't matter. Alright. So, first of all, before I start, I'm using the HealBot add-on for healing. I do recommend you get some sort of healing UI mod, such as HealBot, Voodoo, Grid, or Click. Some healers like Click. If you're unaware with this type of add-on, basically, you'll have all the health bars for all your part of your raid members. Right now it is just me, but when I get another player, there will be another green health bar. And when you take damage, I will show you just by jumping off my mount. Your health bar goes down, and then you can do, say, left click for an ability, right click, alt right click, alt left click, control left, control right, or you can press it in your scroll wheel, but mine doesn't work because my mouse is slightly broken. Just like to mention that before, and I do recommend getting it on like this. It makes healing a ton easier. You can still keep buying some abilities like your water shield, your cooldowns. Anything else isn't just directly healing people. Now for buffs, you do want to make sure your water shield is always active and your earth living weapon, but that lasts 30 minutes, so you shouldn't have to refresh it ever during a fight. Totems, basically stone skin or strength of earth, depending on which buff your raid doesn't have. Flame tongue, if you don't have an intellect buff, or spell power buff. And if you do have spell power buff, do Searing Totem for single target and Magma for AoE, but that's DPS, so it's not necessary to keep up if you do not want to. Healing Stream Totem, you're going to want to keep that up. That's pretty much it. If you don't have the glyph for Healing Stream Totem and you're missing a resistance buff, then put Resistance Totem, but other than that, keep Healing Stream Totem up. For your Air Totem, keep Wrath of Air or Wind Fury up, depending on which haste buff you don't have, melee or spell. If you don't have either, use Wrath of Air to increase your haste. These are kind of my default totems that I use if I'm by myself, which I usually don't in my healing, aren't alone in my healing spec, but these are just my default totems, so Stone Skin, Searing, Healing, and Wrath of Air. So, you have your regular healing wave, which is a moderate heal, which I like to use for my kind of main heal for moderate healing, a single target. We have Greater Healing Wave, which is a kind of big heal that's a decent amount of mana and long cast time. Both of these, the regular and Greater Healing Wave, get a haste buff after casting Riptide or Chain Heal, which will make it cast fairly faster. So I recommend using this when you have that buff up called Tidal Waves. So yeah, Healing Wave is not a lot of mana. Greater Healing Wave is a lot of mana. You have your Riptide, which is an instant heal and a hot. It's a pretty decent heal. It's got a 6-second cooldown though, and if there's a decent amount of damage going up, I do recommend using this on cooldown for a pretty good heal on a single target. Healing Surge is kind of your panic heal. If someone needs a quick heal fast, it's good. It doesn't do a ton of healing, and it costs a lot of mana, but it is very quick. Unleash Elements is a instant heal that's going to improve your next healing ability. I like to use this for movement. I don't use it a ton in my rotation. Sorry, not rotation, but when I'm just generally healing. But if I'm moving, I will use this. If I don't have Riptide up or need to use Earth Shield or Cleanse Spirit, speaking of which, Earth Shield, you would want to keep up on your tank. It has 9 charges. I don't know about other add-ons, but on your heal bot, you can see I have 3 charges of Water Shield, and if I put Earth Shield on myself, I get 9 charges of it, and you can track how much. And yes, you do want to keep Water Shield up on yourself. And Cleanse Spirit to remove any debuffs. Now for AoE healing, I like to use Riptide often as it's a good heal. Also, if you Riptide someone and chain heal them, it will consume the hot and be guaranteed, not crit, but it'll be extra healing. Also, you have your Healing Rain, which is going to heal a range of people. I like using it with at least 3 or more people that are in an area that can be healed. It's not as effective in dungeons as there's less people, and often you're not stacked, but for 25-man raids or stacking for AoE healing, it's an amazing heal, and fights where you're generally stacked up, such as like Deathwing Madness, where you're stacked up on the platforms and such, it's great to keep on cooldown and amazing for 25-man raids. For cooldowns, you have your Nature Swiftness, which will make your next heal Lightning Bolt or Chain Lightning instant, or Nature for easier terms. I like to use this and then use a Greater Healing Wave for just a big quick heal. You have your Mana Tide Totem, which is going to be a big mana boost. It has been nerfed recently, so it's not as powerful, but it still does give you a lot of mana back. You have your Earth Elemental Totem, which is a big tank-like Earth guy. You have your Fire Elemental, which is a big DPS-like Fire Elemental. And also you have your Spirit Link Totem, which is a big, good cooldown. It's going to distribute health of all the people within it and reduce damage taken by 10%. They're all useful totem cooldowns, and you also have Spirit Walker's Grace you can cast while moving, which is helpful for big movement encounters. But yeah, make sure your totems are up, and after your cooldown totems go off, put your regular totem back up. Exact enchants. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But thanks for watching. Remember to like, favorite, and comment. Subscribe to my channel and Cinecode Hub. And yeah, see ya.